Hola from the West Side. It's me, DC the Purple Diva, and it is time for Not So Random Chat. So go grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever your libation is tonight, and let's start to talk about whatever we want to. I'll be right with you guys. Ooh, ooh, Hola from the West Side. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. I just posted out so people know that I am on. So I'm gonna give it a second because I know there are other places that are live right now. And it's all good. But I gotta get on here and give a little commentary myself tonight. It's been a great Friday. It's been a great week. At the beginning of the week, I got my first YouTube check. Now, it wasn't a whole bunch of money, but it was some money that I wasn't expecting. So I am blessed that I got that. So now we got to make some money this month. Hopefully we will, but it's okay. I'm trying to get my membership started over this weekend. I just had to come up with, what I wanted to call the membership. I'm going to have like maybe 2 levels starting out. And then I probably will eventually add a 3rd level. But I'm going to start out with 2 levels, I think. And I just had to come up with names for the 2 levels for the membership. So we're going to get that going over the weekend. I also figured out how to download music from the YouTube audio library to my iPhone so that I could drop it in when I edit, because you all know I do all of my video edits outside of my live stream on my phone. Everything is in my iCloud. So yeah, I was, trying to figure it out. And so now that I figured that out, I'm going to be able to do my painting video for the Artsy Autism Chronicles this weekend, working on either 1 or 2 paintings. I'm not sure, because tonight I went to a paint and sip with my sorority sisters, because March is Sisterhood Month in Delta Sigma Theta. I believe it's Sisterhood Month for Alpha Kappa Alpha as well. I think I remember Brown Girl Bella speaking on that. She's an AKA. But it's Sisterhood Month, and so I went to a paint and sip that the chapter that I am a former member of, the Pasadena alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. I went to a paint and sip with some of the sorors from there, and it was really nice. We did a painting of an elephant within an hour. I still have to do a little bit of touching up to it because some of the areas the paint bled through. So I'm going to go through and do a little touching up to it. But I will be showing it on camera before the end of the show. So let's get into the stuff that is going on this week and give some Friday flavor to it. I guess we should start with the ever trending, not my favorite, Derek Jackson and his wife, Denisha Jackson. Now, Denisha doesn't have I guess she didn't have a whole bunch of followers on her social media before this whole fiasco with her dusty ass husband came to be. I'm gonna try to not say any bad words as I do this, because I want to keep this, because I am planning on monetizing this. I'm not in YouTube Studios right now, but I am going to monetize this video. Well, I'm going to try to monetize it. We'll see. So she started off, I think she had maybe 18,000, followers, or maybe it was somewhere around 10 to 12 followers on Instagram. The last time that I checked, she is around 40,000. Let me see. Let me go check. Let's see what's going on with Miss Denisha. Tell y'all. Denisha has, the last time I checked, she was at 38. She is now at 87.7K followers on Instagram. I follow her, so I see her posts. So there's been multiple developments this week, and I have given, my opinion as, more skeletons continue to fall out of the closet. There are multiple, there's a lot of video clips, but there's actually a YouTube channel for the church that they go to. And it would appear, like I said before, that Mr. Jackson is a minister, or he's an usher, or he's an elder, or he's a deacon. He's something along those lines in this church. And here's why I'm going to tell you, this is why I know that to be true based on the footage that's in a few of these little clips that's here on YouTube. Most of the people that follow me know that I am a believer. I follow the Most High, and this whole issue is one of the main reasons why I don't like to talk about I don't like to say that I am a Christian, because you have these nutcase things going on. So I've seen him, in the capacity that my church would have, ushers as well as deacons, behind people in case they fall out in the spirit. And I've seen him up on the platform in a similar capacity behind someone. So it appears to me that he is in some type of capacity in this church while he's doing all of this stuff out here in the streets. See, this is my issues with people naming the name of Jesus and saying that they followed the Most High, but then you see that their actions show that of a raggedy human being who is mocking the Most High. So, like I said last night, everything that this man has said over the last few years has been you can call him a narcissist. I tend to think that he's more sociopathic. Has been his basically just warning women to stay away from men like himself. We all know that this weirdo has been stalking one of his former mistresses, the one that is allegedly a doctor. I'm going to say allegedly because there's some stuff floating around saying that she may not actually be a doctor. So we're going to leave it at that. So allegedly she's a doctor, and allegedly she's the one who was pregnant by him. He's done some of his videos, and they're still up on his channel unless he's taken them down in the last few hours, right outside this woman's house. That's weirdo behavior. That's stalker behavior. And these are things that he posted after or around the same time that he was putting up the video with his freaking wife. Who was dressed like she was a soldier in the army. And I understand that, I'm not saying anything about how she was dressed. Other than she was dressed like she was ready to go to war. And that's not what the video was supposed to be. But apparently this is how she dresses, people are saying, well, she dresses tomboyish. I dress tomboyish too, okay? I'm a tomboy too. But I put a bra on. I don't walk around the house with no bra on under my shirt. I'm not, out here. What is this thing doing? Let me see what this thing is doing, y'all. I'm not out here. Y'all on my iPad just does not want to act right for me right now. I'm trying to get it to go back to where it's supposed to be. Okay, I think it went back. I'm not out here, dressing in men's clothing. I'm not doing that. If I'm dressed in my guy's stuff, then it's for us, not because I'm dressed to go into combat. I think this ministry, and I'm using that term loosely, but that's what they call themselves, that they belong to, is pulling some of the things from the holiness. And if you guys know anything about holiness, they go around with no makeup on and all that kind of stuff. My poor iPad is tripping, y'all. It is tripping. Y'all don't know it's tripping, but it's over here tripping. But it's continuing to play the music, so I'm gonna keep it going. They pulled some of the things from the Holiness Church. I'm not sure if they are affiliated with any specific denomination or if they're just non-denominational where they're just doing their own thing. But I do know that in some sectors of the holiness, they, the women tend to not wear makeup, and mix up holiness with homeliness. Let me just say it that way. And maybe that's part of what they've pulled into this particular ministry. I don't know. Because, some people have these ideas about certain things are ungodly, and so they don't do them. So I knew it was going to do that. I was waiting for it to do that. I was waiting for it to just stop, y'all. I'm gonna wait for it to do whatever it's doing. I'm gonna continue with the broadcast, continue talking. Um, One of the main reasons that I have music playing though is so that you don't hear other stuff going on. But this little thing is over here tripping. But what I was going to say is that I'm not sure, if they're part of some denomination, but they've got some weird practices in this ministry that they belong to. Um, like exercising sex demons and y'all, I couldn't even make this up if I tried. But they're doing crazy stuff like exercising what they call sex demons. And literally in one of their things. Hey, Janetti, how are you, sis? In one of their broadcasts, they have a woman, and it's up on YouTube. Y'all can go looking for it. They have a woman who is saying she's possessed by sex demons, and that it tried to make her have oral situation, and that it came to her in her sleep. And then she talked about the fact that she was. I'm gonna try to not be graphic with this, but basically, after they did whatever they did, spraying, I guess it was water, holy water, I don't know, on her, um, that she went to the restroom and came and said that she would some white stuff was in the toilet, you know, and my first thoughts are, a female issue, like maybe a yeast infection or something. But she thinks it was this spirit coming out of her. Y'all, I don't even know how to talk about it without and keep a straight face. But it's some craziness. And okay, so I know that there are some denominations out there, or some pastors out there that talk about not doing oral type of things, and they preach that in their ministries. But the Bible that I read, says that the marriage bed is undefiled. So to me, that means that anything that you do in the marriage bed is covered. But they make these crazy analogies, like about like God is watching you. Well, let me just tell you something. Do y'all honestly think that God is spending his time? He's all knowing and everything, but he's not literally like there in the midst of that scene with what a husband and wife are doing between themselves, between each other. That's just nonsense. That's nonsense. But yet again, we have this thing is just not acting right. So I'm gonna see if I can put it on something else. Let me see. Let me see. Then we have this nonsense with them. I'm trying to get this to come back up. Okay, it's up. I'm gonna see if it stays up before I try to bring it up. Let me see what you're saying, Janetti. It's crazy. But here's the thing. Now I was in someone else's chat earlier, and they brought up something that was very, very interesting in regards to the books that Mr. Jackson has written. Because if you follow his wife, she is a very good writer. Now, she may not speak very well when she gets on there, or but when she's writing stuff down, she's very articulate. So people are starting to think that maybe she is the one who wrote his books for him, which would mean she, you know, kind of was behind the scenes doing more than what we know. Now, based on what she said, she went into the marriage with this man knowing he had already cheated. Okay? Then goes into it and continues to. He's what they call a serial cheater. A serial cheater. I guess that's what they call it. And to me, I, I can't make her a complete victim, other than the fact that it appears that because of her traumatic, whatever happened to her, pre him, because I was thinking, originally I was thinking that he was her first, but I don't think that he was her first. Because she mentions that she was assaulted sexually, the R word, when she was younger. So I'm going to assume that happened prior to her meeting him at age 19 in college. But I mean, if you go through the pictures and everything that we've seen, they may not have been on the internet, but they are now. You can see that she was his girlfriend in college, because he played football. I forget what school he went to. I think he went to. I want to say he went to a HBCU, like a Tuskegee. I think that's where he went. But you see, I'm not that invested in where they met. But I think that's where they met, in college. So I'm just gonna cut this thing off because it's like lost its mind. So I'm gonna cut off this iPad because it's lost it. I guess not even let me cut it off. That's the crazy thing. It's something. I think something got on the touch screen and it's tripping because I was painting earlier. Yeah, I was painting earlier, and it looks like some of my paint got on it. Hey, I thought you were going to wait for me to do it. I guess not. You're not waiting? I thought you were going to wait for me to do it. Oh. When I get off of here, I have to do a real good rub down on the dude. He's got some sore muscles. Had to stand a lot at work, so I can smell the stuff that he's putting on already. But yeah, in regards to Mr. Jackson, when you watch the wife, see, I had a friend that went through some similar stuff. Now, not the cheating part, but she was in one of these cult ministries with the man that she, married, and he isolated her from her family. Um, she stopped wearing makeup. She dressed real homely, and she was a beautiful girl. Um, but yeah, he got her all caught up in this old crazy cultish type of ministry. Um, I don't even think the last time I checked, she was still out there. I mean, just completely disconnected from her family, but they were teaching all kinds of crazy stuff. And this is somebody that I knew like when I was younger, because you guys I've spoken about the fact that I grew up in the Catholic Church. So this is someone I knew when I was Catholic. And she ran off to this cult with this dude from Catholicism, even though the ministry that we were in, the church that we were at, they were teaching the word, you know. But this was pre the big scandal in the Los Angeles Archdiocese of of the Catholic Church. So this was pre all that stuff blew up. As a matter of fact, I had already left the Catholic Church before that stuff blew up in LA. I was already gone. But let's just say that was one of the reasons why I was gone, because I knew of some alleged stuff. Nothing I knew personally for sure, but it was alleged, and that was enough. That was enough for me. So that was it was time for me to get off of the Catholic bus. I left, didn't tell my mom why I left, told my siblings I was gone. And I was just gone. I went to a non-denominational church, which is where I've been ever since. That's, not like that. Just crazy old mess. I mean, I just can't with that. This is just, some cultist stuff. So they're casting out sexual demons, it appears. That's what they're supposedly doing at this place. And they're talking about how, I guess, they're telling married couples how they should be having, relations, and which should not be included in it. I'm telling you, that part of that stuff sounds very similar to some of that stuff that's going on in some of those, like other types of ministries that kind of are mixing in that we're the lost tribe, along with a little bit of their own stuff, but that they demean the women and basically have the women deal with all kinds of stuff, and they potentially break up marriages and stuff. But I'm just talking. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, Hardin James, how are you? But I'm just talking from things I know about these cultish situations, and maybe I'm just talking, maybe I just don't know what I'm saying. But all I know is whatever's going on over there, they don't serve the same God that I serve. This is, I hope that TD Jakes has distanced himself from Derek Jackson, because they were supposed to do some business. Don't do no business with him. I think he was going to have him be in some of his movies or something. That would be the wrong decision on TD Jakes. I know you all about that money now, and it's not really about the Lord anymore for you. However, this would be a really bad decision. That would be a truly bad decision. It just would. He just needs to let that whole situation just go away. Don't deal with it. Don't get involved. And worry about what's going on over at the Potter's house. Because you don't even want the Potter's house associated with what's going on in this ministry. And I don't know where they are. I assume based on the area code that they're somewhere in Georgia. And yeah, I would assume that's where they are. But that's just, based on the stuff that's out there. Can you turn it down? Please, sorry. I know. Sorry. I'm trying to get the music back on. But I don't want to get a copyright strike for the music for they hear anything in the background. That's the part that sucks. Can't get the copyright strikes. Can't get those. I remember it was some live stream that I did, and I forgot to mute the TV right away, and so I ended up having to mute like about 15 seconds or something, like 30 seconds in the video. Just had to mute the sound on it and resubmit it back up so that I wouldn't have the strike on it. Isn't that crazy? That's what you got to do. I think he's a sociopath. I don't think he's a psychopath. I think he's a sociopath. And see, the thing is that sociopaths, and look, I'm not a psychologist. I just took a couple of psychology classes in college, like most of us did, because if you, whatever your major is, everybody takes a psych class. It's part of some of the general requirements. So I took one. And I remember, that the sociopath has some of the same characteristics of the narcissist, and so can sometimes be mistaken as a narcissist versus being a sociopath. Because sociopath has no feelings. They don't feel no way about it at all. Yeah, no feelings whatsoever. And that's what this man is. He's like devoid of feeling in the situation. He's, matter of fact, he's just boastful. He's putting it right in your face. He's rubbing your nose in it. He's rubbing everyone's nose in it. He thinks he's getting away with something. That's what he thinks. But there's our music again. But here's what I think. This is what I think is what he's going to do to save everything. He's already pulled his wife up out here. So he's going to either rebrand his channel, or he's going to, into a family channel, or she's going to pop up with her own channel. And they're going to write, and she's going to start writing books. And she's going to continue to do that little stuff that she's doing on IG, trying to lead people into this craziness that they're in. I think that she was brought up in a religious household. But I don't know what she was brought up in that will lead her and him astray, because they're both involved in this stuff. They're both involved in it. I told y'all, dude is standing up there like he's a deacon or an usher or an elder in the church behind people in case they fall out, when the pastor supposedly is spraying them with the anointed oil and trying to, exorcise the sex demons, quote unquote, out of them. That's the nonsense that's going on. And they make true believers, those who are really believers. This kind of nonsense makes anyone who is really a believer in the Most High, it makes everything look foolish. That's why I don't go around here talking about I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. That's because Christianity has a whole bunch of stuff going on. And clearly whatever ministry that they belong to, I guess they were still meeting throughout the everything that's been going on. I didn't see a mask in sight in those. And these aren't videos that were done prior to said, situation globally. They were done during said situation. So they were, I guess, going there, meeting with this minister. And apparently this minister is the one who convinced her to go back to this snake. So one would wonder what his ulterior motive is. You feel me? You would wonder what his ulterior motive is. And I'd like to know what church licensed him? How did he get his minister's license? Did he go to a theology school? Or is he one of those ones who just decided that they were going to put up a ministry and just started it? Telling you, I bet you if you go out there and look, you're going to find out some other stuff about this particular ministry. Now, they've turned the comments off on their page, on their videos for obvious reasons. Either they turned them off or YouTube turned them off. Because I can only imagine what kind of things people would have said in the comment sections to these crazy videos. I'm astonished that they're allowed to have them on there. But what I understand is that they originally had that one that I'm describing under another name, in regards to what they were doing, and they weren't going to, and YouTube wouldn't allow them to put it up, so they changed the name of the video. But the content is still the same. It's still, madness. Why are you putting that stuff up there, and you're not giving any kind of understanding of what the heck it is you're doing? Because I don't see anything biblical about what's going on in regards to what they are doing at this particular ministry, quote unquote. Don't see anything. See what you guys are saying. Yeah. But see, here's the thing, Janetti. Sociopaths have narcissistic tendencies. A sociopath is a narcissist on steroids. But see, the thing is the sociopath doesn't have, they're ambivalent to anything that's going on. Ambivalent. Don't feel anything, don't care. That's how they are. And I'm thinking about, this is so crazy, you guys. When I was in college, let me think, was my sophomore year. This is when I first came out to California, y'all. And because I did my freshman year at an HBCU, and I transferred to a PWI. So this was my first year, my second year in college, but my first year at the PWI. I had never been to California in my life, but I came to LA and went to college because I wanted to get into the music industry. That was the plan. Anyway, my roommate that year dated this dude who was a sociopath. Now, she was a psychology major. So when she figured out what he was, she said, she explained to me. Yeah, I was all of 19. I didn't know. I had no clue about what a narcissist is, what a sociopath is, but I saw this dude in action. I saw this dude in action. I mean, he was a con artist, a scammer, and all of that on top of that. And yeah, he wasn't, the cheating type, but he was the lying type, you know, about all of he had built this complete story, fabricated story about himself. Y'all. The dude had, and he had like been to our apartment and stuff and had stayed overnight and stuff. And I'm like, so when she told me that this was her analysis of him, and she just was like, now he's not coming over here anymore. But I'm like, but dude has been over here. It was crazy, y'all. I mean, the name he gave us wasn't even his real name. He literally did this whole crying thing, with her begging her to take him back and stuff, and then when that stuff didn't work, dude just was like he had never been crying. I'm like, you I was just like, you fake dude. This was when I was in college. That was my my observance of a sociopath in action. And this was a young sociopath. I mean, he was like 20, maybe 21 at the most, and he was running his games and stuff. Now psychopaths, that's the ones who are murderers. This dude, sociopaths, that's not what they're doing, but they are master manipulators, just like narcissists. Just like a narcissist, master manipulators. And that's what this dude has done. I mean, everybody's like shouting, all these women knew what they were going into. No, they didn't, because he had a story ready for them. He kept telling people that him and his wife weren't together. And at one point, that was the truth. But it wasn't the truth at all points. You know what I'm saying? And from what I understand, she had one of those children, she was pregnant with one of the kids, I guess, when they got married. So I don't know if it was a shotgun wedding or not. Hey, T Million. How you doing? Happy Friday. Talking about Derek Jackson and Denisha Jackson. That sad situation. I'm just saying, she does not look like she's all there. And has become fanatical in her religion, because that's what she has to hold on to. So I don't know if she's even seeing that this man is, mocking everything that he's saying. Nothing he's saying is true. Or maybe and you just figure you're gonna do what he wants you to do, because you feel if you do that, that'll bring him back. Sweetheart, the man was doing something with another woman last week as he was telling the world. As he was telling the world. You know, so you have all of these women out there who were listening to this man. Just like I told y'all not to listen to KS, who wants to tear you all down. Here's, you have this other one over here who y'all all thought were goals to get a man like him. You don't want to go. You don't want no man like that. You don't want a man like that. You know, he is a high-earning dusty. He is not a high-value man. He perpetrated a fraud on you guys. Made you think he was a high-value man. Told you, y'all keep sticking high value on how much these men make. Y'all gonna end up with these dusties. End up with these dusties. Yeah, they make a lot of money, but you're gonna be sitting there like Donisha. Like, how did I get myself into this situation? Why am I here? And I have 2 children by this man. So even if I get out of this situation, we're stuck. I'm stuck with him forever. Because my kids are his kids. You know, and I know people are trying to, some people are thinking that maybe she's more into women. I don't get that vibe from her. I get the vibe that she wished that she was more like the women that her husband was cheating on her with. She wished she had their bodies. She wished she had their skin tones. She didn't like what her body looks like. She doesn't like what her skin tone looks like. That's what I was getting. She doesn't like how she is, I guess, you know, in a relational way. So, I don't know. But I can tell you this whole situation is blowing Tasha K up. I mean, she broke the story. Everybody is getting the information from her because everyone is going to her. She's probably going to get up to a million subscribers out of this. And this may be you know, this unfortunate story may be what propels her into mainstream. Clearly, it's making it into mainstream. It's been on everything. I'm like, it must be a slow day for mainstream media when this nonsense makes it to mainstream media of some freaking YouTuber / Facebook live guy, Instagram live guy. He's a social media guy. He has no credentials to do anything that he has been doing. You know? I'm like, if y'all gonna listen to someone, go listen to Trent Shelton. Also an ex-football player. Doesn't get on here and talk that mess. His stuff is just about motivating people, period. To be your best self. He's not trying to give relationship advice, not doing none of that stuff. And I believe him to be a true believer, okay? Because what his lifestyle has shown is that's what he is. We ain't seen nothing falling out the clouds for him. But then again, he hasn't been on here trying to promote this kind of stuff. This dude, this dude, y'all. That's what I'm saying. He has lost some followers on here. I think he was close to 800,000. And the last time I checked, he was down under 750,000. I mean, that's I mean, I know that's still a lot, but you know, if you've lost, you know, like over 10,000 followers, that's a lot of people to lose. And he's lost more than that. I don't know how his other pages are going, because you know, I don't. Yeah, he's lost even more. He's now down to 731 and falling. His followers are going down. Hey, Jack. So, you know, here on social media, you know, all of these men who have been, you know, saying this man was a fraud all this time, now they've been proven right. And those of us who are females who knew this man was a fraud, we've been proven right as well. I mean, you know, a hurt dog is the only one who's gonna cry. He was describing himself to us, y'all. Dude was on here describing himself, wanting women to stay away from men like himself. But he was still using his followers, for the most part, as a gallery for people. You know, the doctor just didn't happen to be in that thing. But again, allegedly a doctor, because like I said, there's some stuff out there right now that is trying to say that she's not. So I don't know if she is or not. I really don't. It doesn't really matter to me either. You know, all we know is that that's not his wife. And if he wasn't out here putting all his business out here, none of us would have known nothing about this. You know. Shouts out to all of the other YouTubers whose platforms I've been on who are talking about this. Shouts out to Creole and Cajun Living. Shouts out to Couture Babe. Shouts out to Josie Beauty. Shouts out to DOD, Deacon of Defense. Shouts out to Brown Girl Bella. Yeah. And most of these are, you know, these are not necessarily the bigger YouTubers, but, you know, here's the thing. As we all know, the way that it works here on YouTube nowadays is that all the Black YouTubers are all in one sector now. You know, it's just all one sector. Unless you're doing something like totally over here, like crafting, or if you're gaming. But if you're doing anything else, if you are doing celebrity gossip, if you're doing beef, if you're part of the pro-Black, if you're part of the divestment, if you're part of the swirler, if you're part of anything else, and you're Black, you're in the Black sector. You just are. That's just the way they. That's. I mean, even if you're doing a hair channel or a makeup channel, because that's what they think that's what they think that Black women mainly do on here is we either are doing celebrity gossip or we're doing a makeup channel or we're doing a hair channel. We're doing one of those things. I don't do any of those. I might talk about some of the celebrity stuff. I might put up a video where I'm putting on some makeup. I might put up a video where I'm doing my hair, but my channel is more of a lifestyle channel. So I do everything. It's just whatever. I also put up videos with me painting. And speaking of painting, let me come on camera because I'm going to show you guys the painting that I did tonight in the painting set. I did it in an hour. Here we go. It's my rose, my Stella rose. But this is what I did tonight. I've got to do some more fixing on it. This is it, though. It is an elephant with the trunk up. I got to go in there and fix the tusk. Because I got to, this color is kind of bleeding through. So I got to go in there and fix my tusk. And then I'm going to go on here and do another on the headband, do another copy. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of white under the eyelid. But this is what I did. I did this in about an hour in the painting set. And this was really cool because this was actually like a painting kit that I got for this. It was like 13 pieces in this painting kit. This is the kit that it came. This is the little easel thing that came with it. I tried to use it. It wasn't working for me. So I ended up having to put it on my real easel. That's why you see the other painting that I'm working on hanging behind there. But this is part of it. I also came with this little palette. And then you can see those are the paints that I was working with. Also has paint all on my hands from painting. But yeah, that's the paints that I was working with. It's just, basic colors. And then here's the actual paints that we utilized. And what else? Oh, my paintbrushes. It came with, let me get them. Let me put this down. It came with 3 paintbrushes in the kit. It was just a kit, and it also had another additional. I have an additional canvas right here that I didn't open, so I can do another little painting on this for the next time. So I'll add that to my canvas collection. But and the one thing I did forget, where is it? Also comes. This is like the little things to hang it up. This was in it. So that's all the stuff that came in the paint sip. And that's generally the kind of stuff when you do the paint and sips at actual studios and everything, you'll generally be purchasing a painting kit that is there when you go to it. But since we're doing these things virtually these days, you order it yourself online. And mine came earlier this week and I had it ready. And this is what we painted because it was my sorority sisters and it was for Sisterhood Month. And one of our symbols is the elephant with the upturned trunk. And one of my sorors is the one who basically, gave us the one to do it from. Mine doesn't look exactly like it, but you can tell that it's an elephant. You can tell that it is an elephant. But as you can see, the bottom of it, I need to probably go down here and just paint in right here because this is, so I'm going to bring the black down and then I'm going to do a little painting because what I did on this is I actually painted blue Then I painted green as my background. Then I painted it on here. But this was a good practice because you guys know I have a bigger elephant that I'm going to paint, which is going to be the next thing I'm going to do when I finish this. This right here, back here, I'm going to be working on this weekend, and I'm going to be videotaping it, but I'm going to do it in time lapse, so it's going to go faster than how I'm actually doing it. And I went to the YouTube audio library and found some nice funky kind of music to put behind it because, I don't want to get copyright strike with the kind of music that I'm actually listening to. And my own music is more mellow than what I need for a time lapse. So let me put this back here. I'm going to finish working on that. And you guys, I am going to get out of here. I should be uploading a video hopefully by Sunday for the Autism Mom. It'll be, me painting, hopefully, or it'll be the Pilates one when I'm doing my yoga. One of those two is I'm trying to get it up this weekend. I'm also working on the next Coffee Talk series video. And I'm working on trying to get my membership up this weekend for you guys. So I'm getting ready to get out of here. But before I go, I'll give you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. You could have been anywhere else, but I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. I'll see y'all. Peace.